Hello everyone out there, welcome back to the Phantoms Fact YouTube channel. I am back with another review, and this week I am reviewing The Lost City, released this year in 2022. I still think it's 2021. Starring Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum, Daniel Radcliffe, sorry about that, and Brad Pitt, and it was released this year in 2022, obviously, that I said. The Lost City follows, a popular romantic adventure author, Loretta Sage, played by Sandra Bullock, and, her cover model, played by Channing Tatum. You know, they have problems because she just sees him as a dumb, bumbling idiot, where he, like, actually tries to be nice to her some of the time and stuff like that. But then she gets kidnapped by Daniel Radcliffe, who plays this techie billionaire owner British villain, stereotypical ass, and then she ends up being kidnapped to find the lost crown of fire MacGuffin type thing, and hijinks ensue. And I say that as a joke, but honestly, I was really surprised by this movie. When I saw the trailer for this, I thought it was complete garbage looking. Like, I was like, wow, that looks real fucking bad. But as I've tried to do with movies, is I've always tried to have an open mind while going to see it. And actually seeing the movie, I was surprised by it. Just like with Dog that I reviewed a couple of months ago. Also has Channing Tatum in it. By the trailers of that movie, I thought that I wasn't going to like it that much, but I was surprised by the way that they took it. In this movie, I wasn't really surprised by the plot stuff, or like I said in Dog, how I was surprised how serious they took it. No, that's not what I was really surprised with this movie. This movie, I was really surprised with how actually funny it was, and how many jokes actually made me laugh. Because when I saw the trailer to this, I thought that all the jokes were just going to land without a fucking hit and just be deadpans, and I wouldn't have been interested in it or enjoyed the comedy at all. But surprisingly, and I think it goes down to the directing and the actor's charisma and some of the writing. The writing sometimes can be very clever, but having such charismatic actors in these performing lead roles really help with selling the comedy, especially Sandra Bullock's physical acting throughout the movie really sells it for me. And obviously I can see where some jokes are going, but it still made me laugh because of the actor's charisma, and the direction, I would say, makes it really funny. And surprisingly, there's a lot of dark, fucked up jokes in this for something rated PG-13 that I was like, wow, that is really darkly funny, but I was surprised that they went that route in this movie, which that honestly surprised me. And Brad Pitt playing a cameo role, pretty much, is really fucking funny in this, as like a Navy SEAL badass who also is like calm and like works with like meditation and stuff like that. That's really fucking funny. There is problems with the movie that I will state. It is not a perfect film by any means of the imagination, but I feel like it wasn't going for a whole lot, especially when there are serious moments, especially between the characters of Channing Tatum and Sandra Bullock, and the charisma and the actors portraying them really just get me through those scenes. Not saying that they're bad at all. They're completely fine emotional scenes, but it's nothing special or amazing that I'm seeing. So when that kind of stuff happens, when it tries to become a romance novel, pretty much, which I gotta say, I like the meta-interpretation, where it's like, we're picking fun at those things, but then it becomes one at the end. I like that kind of stuff in the meta contextuality that it takes over it. But there was a surprising a lot of heart and vulnerability to each of the characters that I liked. But I feel that during the intense, like, serious scenes, I know what was going to happen in the end, so I really really didn't care, and the fact that the film was poking fun at these kind of tropes before I enjoyed, but the fact that it kept just going into that. I don't know if it was done on purpose or not, but it was completely fine, and it didn't bother me a huge fucking amount, but it just bothered me a little bit, and I didn't really care. But then a funny joke would happen, or a funny situation involving the two main actors of Channing Tatum and Sandra Bullock, which work expertly off of each other. I love both of their performances in this. Sandra Bullock is hilarious, both in the way she says her lines and especially her physical acting. Channing Tatum, I was surprised how many jokes of his I really enjoyed in Dog. In this, he's surprisingly funny as well, and most of the actors are doing a good enough job. Where I feel like the characterization of Daniel Radcliffe's villain character, I felt could have been better, because so from the trailers and from what I was getting at first, I was like, okay, this is like creepy stalkery thing, and that's what the main character is saying. And I thought they were gonna go into it like a different direction with this, where he's not actually a bad person or like a villain at all. It's just like he wants this done, and he goes to some extremes like that. Like, I think that I would have preferred like that, because it would have been funnier and jokier. But instead, they like kind of have him go back and forth between that, then just becomes a straight up villain. And not saying Daniel Radcliffe is at the worst of playing this, but I feel like he's kind of just pathetic in the movie, and I really don't find like some of his comedy I find fine, but others than that being just like a villainous role, I didn't really care for. And especially like through the final act where it tries to take things serious, it's completely fine, but I feel like that's not why I'm watching the movie. I want to see like the funny jokes that the actors throw back to each other, and especially with the deliveries. The deliveries in these actors is what makes the comedy really stand out. The writing and the directing is good, don't get me wrong, but I feel like how the actors work off of each other to deliver the jokes, that's what makes it funny. I definitely recommend this one. It is not obviously great. I wouldn't. It's good. I would say it's good. It's just a fun comedy movie. Of course, as I said, some people may find these comedies subjective, but there's a surprising lot of jokes that made me enjoy it, and I have a very specific taste in comedy. So, if you're willing to have an open experience about comedy, go see it. If you just want like a simple, like good heart feel adventure movie, go see it with some interesting with some funny comedy. Go see it. But if you saw the trailer and you were like me, I was like, I don't know about that. You're on the fence either or. I mean, it was worth the ticket of admission, so I didn't have no problems with that. So I saw it, I enjoyed it. I recommend it half and half. It depends on like if you see it and you're on the fence about it, maybe don't. But if you're on the fence and you have more of an open mind when it comes to cinema, like I do, maybe go see it. It's all depending on what you want to do. In my opinion, I feel like the comedy is funny enough that it was worth the ticket of admission. So yeah, that will be it for this review. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please like and subscribe down below. Comment your thoughts on the movies. I always like to see those. Comment other movie requests you have for me. And yeah, next week I will be reviewing Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness. So get excited for that one. But yeah, see you next time.